So here's the thing. I just gotta try and put this sauce out in a coherent spoken language. Trust me, this is the last time. Trust me, I've changed. This is the last time I've personal. Okay, so the thing about work and streamers and all of that. Yes, there is an amazing book called Search for Meaning by someone called Viktor E. Frankl. So Viktor E. Frankl is a psychiatrist. He's considered he's considered the father of science called logotherapy in psychology and psychiatry, and that logotherapy is used till today, and he is the father of it. So his book, he started writing it in the Nazi Holocaust, you know, the presence of the Nazi regime back in Germany. He was in his 20s when he got captured, and Viktor E. Frankl is he's Jewish, and he got captured back then, and he wrote a book saying, and when he got captured and lived in the presence of the Nazi regime, he suffered everything imaginable. Imagine the worst of the worst, and he suffered all of that. Okay, it's not now. We're not talking about, you know, trying the luxuries of life and then find some meaning in something. No, 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 no. He was describing how even a broken piece of bread that you find lying on in the dirt is a treasure for them back then, and a treasure that you fight for, that you kill for it, for a moldy piece of bread. And people found a way to smile, to laugh, to live for. And he's considered to be the father of the quote that it says, if there is a why, there is a way. Or if there is a reason for you to live, you will always find a way to live that life. If you have a reason. And for him, the reason was completing his book that he was writing in his head while he was in that prison back then. And he got out, and he lived to be 80 something years old, and he talked about that. So one of the examples that he's saying in his book, Search for Meaning, is how an elderly person who was considered to be very successful in his life, after he got to be 70 something years old, he came to tell him, after Viktor E. Frankl became a successful psychiatrist, and he told him that he wants to die because his wife of 40 years marriage, 40 plus years marriage, has died earlier, and now he can't live by himself. That elder person was complaining to Viktor E. Frankl, and Viktor E. Frankl told them, okay, let's look at it this way. Imagine if she was the one to be alive while you were dead, because one way or another we're all gonna die. So imagine the kind of pain that she will be in if you were the one dead and she was alive. And the elder man said, yeah, she'll be torn apart. She's not gonna be able to breathe. She weren't able to do anything in her life without relying on him, and so he told them, all right, so you continue doing that for her, because one way or another we're all gonna die. So now, by you being alive while she dies, knowing that you were there for her, she died in peace, and you are now living life for her. Living life as a way, you know, she can be, whether you believe in the afterlife or not, but she died relaxed, knowing that you are there to take care of everything. And the elder man lived happily ever after, because each and every day he was feeling as if he was living for her, for his wife, for his dead wife, not for himself. I've read this book 6 years ago or something, and it was amazing, because I've seen some difficulties in my life as everyone else. And there is a brilliant quote in the book, a brilliant quote. And it says, a kid, a child, having a balloon. You see, guys, there are some balloons there on the tree back there. I love balloons, by the way. So the quote is, a child has seeing his balloon, blow up. That balloon, a child seeing his balloon blow up, that suffering of that child, the suffering of that child is equal to the suffering of someone who lived the terrors of the Nazi regime in the prisons. The suffering here is equal to the suffering here. And the first time you hear something like that, you say, what the fuck? How? Of course, the terrors of the Nazi regime is incomparable, right? Nope. To the child who all his dreams and lives and all his life is now in that balloon that he's playing with, and that balloon blowing up, for him, suffering equal to someone who lost everything in his life. And this is why you should never, ever hear someone complaining about his life and reply to him, nah bro, you don't know how it is, you haven't done and lived and that doesn't register to him. For me, in my life, at many points of my life, I had bins. I have favorite bins, by the way. This is not one of my favorite bins. My favorite bins are here. So I remember when I was in college, I lost one of my favorite bins. I was destroyed. I felt that life has ended for me because I lost a bin. A year later, I felt college. That was a much bigger pain. And if I started telling stories about every painful thing I've lived in my life, they're gonna go up until you will find some stories that actually says, yeah, that I felt that. Nah, you didn't feel it. It's only because it's similar to something that you've lived through. I've never been imprisoned. I've never been to Nazi prisons. So no matter how much I hear about it, it's not gonna register to me. But I failed many things in my life. I failed starting companies. I failed projects. I failed 2 years in my college. 2 years in my college. So I resonate with failure. This is how it is. But at a certain point, you need to understand that resonating, that you felt something similar to someone else's feelings, that doesn't mean you understand it. No. You understand your pain. You don't understand his pain. And same thing with suffering. And yes, this is the part about suffering. The other part about, it's a job. Streaming is a job. Streaming for 8 hours is a job, even if it makes a millionaire out of you. In this life, you need to understand that money doesn't mean shit. Money doesn't mean anything at all. Working 8 hours doesn't equal a certain amount of money. Working 8 hours equals whatever you want out of that work. The moment that you start equating your value to your salary or whatever you're getting per year, you are on a track to craziness. Nope. Working is equal to whatever you want out of that work. In my life, I've worked for years on projects that didn't get me $1. And in my life, I've worked for minutes on projects that made me a wealthy man. Actually, and all of I bought in it was just equal to, in total, maybe to 30 or minutes or 60 minutes or something. If you want to equate it to that. It's not by luck. No. Anyone who actually got in business for a long time understands that. Time and effort doesn't equal money. Money is a construct. And you only realize that after you get a little bit more of it. So this is a little bit about the money aspect of the job. And the last thing about the streaming aspect of the job is exactly how Asman said. One of the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing right now, which is one of the most fair mediums, platforms in life currently is streaming. It's totally fair. I'm speaking to a camera, I'm recording something that in the future, I don't know how many will see, but it's only gonna be decided by whoever's gonna listen. So many things in life are forced upon you right now. Political borders are forced upon you. You didn't choose political borders. Economics are forced on you. The only thing that you choose is what you do with your time. And if you chose with your time to watch what I'm saying right now, or watch what I'm saying in the future, or me, or anyone else for that matter, it's your choice. It may be one of the very few choices that you've actually chosen in life, because most of everything else in your life you're being forced to do and being forced to be in. So that's why whatever is on the other hand of that choice, if you guys watch someone even with OnlyFans and stuff like that, yes, unfortunately, if you watch someone and thousand watch that other someone and he becomes successful, it's on you guys, it's not on him. So yeah, this is what I just want to say. I'm gonna go pray and make tea and come back. Alright.